All right, hello, welcome back to another video. This is surprising. 97-year-old faces homelessness because of eviction. I'm out of that in retirement. But welcome back to the channel, Secure Lifetime Legacy, where we teach you how to compound your money, retirement, as well as saving on your health care costs and protecting your family and your business. Another scary uh, statistic we need to look at. Look how this in June, evictions were up by 106%. So, folks, we gotta follow what's going on in politics. We gotta follow the economy. And in this video, I'm gonna play a clip in what happened during the '07 housing crisis when we are also in a recession under George W. Bush. But let's get in the video. Play this first part here about the evictions being up to 106%.
So guys, John here. Evictions are up 106% for the month of July. So April, May, and June, evictions are flat. This is according to the CEO of Hemlane.
In July, we saw a 106% increase in tenants who are late on rent. It was relatively flat for April, May, and June.
They managed 28,000 rental properties all throughout America. 28,000 units. They said no concern April, May, and June. But July out of nowhere doubled, 106% increase. Why? Well, take a look at the job market. Let's look at the job market. You have Intel laying off 15,000 employees. You have companies like Tesla, a lot of big tech companies issuing layoffs, a lot of medium-sized companies issuing layoffs, manufacturing jobs.
Layoffs in technology just keep coming. The latest, Google cutting hundreds of jobs.
Another big name to the long list of companies laying off employees. This time we're talking about Tesla.
Tesla's cutting more than 10,000 jobs.
Intel, one of the biggest employers in the East Valley, announced that they're laying off 15% of their workforce.
Distribution, trucking. I mean, literally every single facet of the economy is getting restructured right now because consumers have less money to spend, and it's just a different world than it was a couple years ago.
Consumers are making some tough decisions on spending habits during record inflation. Retail sales report shows sales have fallen 1.1% in December as Americans cut back on spending.
And with this different world, tenants are going to be struggling in most cases. That, when they lose their job, how are they able to pay rent? Those people are living paycheck to paycheck.
Over half of Americans earning a six-figure salary report that they're actually living paycheck to paycheck.
So if they lose their job, say July 15th, how are they going to be able to pay rent in August or in September? They're not going to be able to. And so what I think is going to happen next is we're going to see evictions continue to soar throughout the rest of the year as layoffs likely continue. And we're going to see a lot of landlords walk into a world of problems because it's not just the evictions that are going to be the big issue for them. It's all of the new laws and policies and regulations and restrictions. They're even going as far as saying that landlords that evict their tenants are essentially shortening the lifespan of that tenant and basically positioning the landlord as being the worst person in the world, right? They're basically calling them criminals. Now, I think we're going to see a scenario where in 2021 and 2022, being a real estate investor, that's everybody wanted to be a real estate investor. And I think in 2025 and 2026, people are going to leave the real estate business in droves, in absolute droves. And I think during this period, you're going to be able to reassess risk, and you're going to be able to buy and acquire rental properties, maybe your first rental property, and you're going to be able to do so at a great, great price point. In this video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on to help you and position you for what I think is going to be the greatest investing opportunity.
Check this out.
Continuum, and remember where we came from.
This is an extraordinary period for America's economy. Over the past few weeks, many Americans have felt anxiety about their finances and their future. I understand their worry and their frustration. We've seen triple-digit swings in the stock market. Major financial institutions have teetered on the edge of collapse, and some have failed. As uncertainty has grown, many banks have restricted lending. Credit markets have frozen, and families and businesses have found it harder to borrow money. We're in the midst of a serious financial crisis.
I want you guys to remember this was after a full-fledged recession. I'm sick and tired of all of these people, all of these bulls that think that they're so smart. They think that they can fool us. They want us not to trust our eyes, not to trust the simple math. They just want us to trust them. But They're covering up the data, and so we will never, in my eyes, be able to trust these data providers again.
The Treasury Secretary Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary Tom Barrack, the President's close friend who planned his inauguration, Steve Schwartzman, the Chairman of Blackstone, Jamie Dimon, the head of J.P. Morgan Chase, the biggest bank in America. These are the people that I describe as homewreckers.
Why are they homewreckers? Why are they not just investors in the real estate market?
They are homewreckers because they are the people who swooped in after the housing bust when 8 million Americans lost their homes and profited tremendously, taking the wealth of those families and putting it in their pocket.
That happened all the time because loan modification, you guys, was new.
We share your concern about rising foreclosures and the need to limit them wherever possible. Everyone suffers when a foreclosure occurs. Borrowers, lenders, investors, and the neighborhood where the property is located. Thus, it is no surprise that banks are actively engaged in voluntary modification programs on an individual basis and as part of an industry-wide effort such as the Hope Now initiative.
Well, so that gave you a little insight that we have to focus on the economy and politics. So, not just about this 97-year-old lady I'm about to discuss, but look at history in the past. If you look it up every 6 to 7 years and you can use AI, Google, the economy goes into a recession. You have your accumulation phase, your stagflation, you deal with inflation, and it all deals with politics and economy and the Federal Reserve. So we have to learn to kind of put some time our money in safe places, whether it's our money, retirement, along with protecting our family and our business. So again, our channel is a little different because we're going to talk about reality here, because the news, social media, it loves to keep us distracted off of our money. I've done it myself. I'm not here just to be sticking out the side of my head. I did it myself. I saw those nurses lose 30 to 40% of their income during the '07 or '09 housing crisis. I know we was in a transition between George W. Bush, who was a part of it, because remember, we were in a war. Remember, war brings inflation. Remember, war brings bad economy. Wars bring layoffs. Right now, aren't we in wars? Right? Israel, Ukraine, giving money even to Taiwan. Um, Look, I'm not trying to be political. I'm trying to get you all to look at the big picture. Even illegal immigrants, have you all noticed that they're using up our entitlement programs? Like they're getting our Social Security. Probably want to look into that. But Social Security is supposed to go insolvent in 2033. We need to take a deep dive in that because those are people who are not paying in the system. Look, I don't want to go on a tangent. I'm just trying to educate you all about this. That my goal for this channel and to deliver information to help anyone I can is to focus on the economy, focus on politics, focus on your money, okay? Because if not, you end up in these situations here. Let's get into it. I'm 97 years old. This story is from Money Rise, living in a Medicaid funded housing and that deep credit card debt facing eviction. What can I do? So the story says, just imagine you're in your 90s, no family around, no close friends to lean on for support. And you may have an upsetting future because the reality that America is facing weighs with a lot of people. Are we in trillions of dollars in credit card debt, consumers? So the credit card debt spreads numerous and different accounts, which is really not that good. Now it says if you're surviving on Medicaid and payments are automatically being deducted from your bank account by creditors. So the article just go on to talk about even if she is in credit card debt that can't touch her Social Security. Sad thing, she'll probably be in a shelter, right? If she can't find somewhere where she can live off with her Social Security. Because that don't mean every facility you go into, and look that up too. They closing a lot of these housing um, complexes or housing communities that's funded by the government. We're in too much debt, 35 trillion in debt and growing. So I just want to share this story with you all. Also bring it back to what's currently going on with the first video you saw, which evictions being up by 106% in July alone, and people facing foreclosure can't pay their rent because they're getting laid off, and it's all related to the economy. Just trying to get you all to be serious about the economy, your money, and politics, because it all matters, right? It affects your everyday life. But they love to keep us distracted because that's how the system is. Then thirdly, we brought it back to the other video about what happened in '07 through '09 with the recession and housing crisis. And we were in a war. Just go Google or use AI to pull it up, and it will show you every time we've been in a war. Just look at how inflation in the job market is. Just look into that. Go look at other presidency, and I'm creating a webinar. I'm going to try to finish that up because I'm trying to describe to you all statistical data that's going on, how the retirement system has failed us, how the banking system has failed us. I'm going to do a video about the failing banks too, because this is what we need to know to survive. Come on, y'all. It's 2024. We kind of want to elevate a little bit more and focus on our money. We're dealing with a serious retirement and healthcare crisis in America like no other. And I'll do another video talking about the cuts that President Joe Biden has made because of the U.S. debt due to Medicare. So the baby boomers are retiring, then the Gen Xers, then my generation, millennials. Medicare might not really be there for us. So I'll end on this. Who's really protecting and guarantee your money, retirement, health, as well as protecting your family and your business? Is it the government, Uncle Sam, the banks, the corporation, your employer, you? This is all our social media handles you can follow us at. Ultimately, it's up to you to secure and guarantee your money, income, health, retirement, loved ones, and business. While the government and banks, corporation, your employer can offer support, it's important to take ownership of your own future and your own well-being. And again, this is Cheryl with Secure Lifetime Legacy. Until another video, let's start focusing on our money, definitely our health, with healthcare savings, because we all need to be healthy too, but we can help you save on health care as well. Our retirement, and our family and our business, now and in the future.